Hello, I am Maria Garcia, and today we're going to be talking about a research paper that has the name Gender Differences in Observed and Perceived Stress and Coping in Couples with a Depressed Partner. Me and my partner Paige have both carefully analyzed this research paper piece by piece and have identified one of the three main aspects that all the information falls under. Those three aspects are: what did they test, how did they test it, and the overall outcome and conclusion. So this is basically what they got out of doing all of the research and doing all the experimentations. First, before we begin anything, let's elaborate a little bit more on the key factor of what they tested. So what they tested has two subcategories. Couple coping can be used to treat depression, and how depression is associated with gender. When it comes to people who are single, it is said that when it comes to depression, they tend to give themselves stress due to coping strategies, meaning that they tend to cope with situations differently because they don't have another partner upon which they could elaborate with, or that they don't have another partner that also plays a huge factor as to their perspective or feeling of viewing a certain topic. The second subtopic is how females and how males perceive or react differently when it comes to depression and stress. When it comes to stress, women have more stress because of children and because of family and because of overall life. As of men, they have a little bit less stress because they mostly focus on work and just stuff outside of the family. But then again, compared to women, men do tend to have more effective coping strategies. Going back to the idea of women are more demanding in conflicts between either themselves, them and other people, or just them and the world around them, as men are more invasive. But how could they know this? How on earth could the researchers who made this research paper possibly have made this analysis, this assumption? Well, they tested it, and they did a social experiment by using questionnaires and observing the marital interactions between the couples. For this experiment, the researchers divided couples into four main groups. So, the four groups. The first group was a distressed couple with a depressed wife. Second group was a non-distressed couple with a depressed wife. Third group was a depressed couple with a depressed husband, and group number 4 was a non-distressed couple with a depressed husband. My partner Paige has found a typo for group 3. Apparently they had less children compared to groups 1, 2, and 4. That plays a big factor. Husbands in group 3 have a higher employment percentage, and wives had lower percentages. They organized the data by sorting it depending on how it related to the medium they used, a test that measures the satisfaction and quality of the relationship according to the categories quarreling, tenderness, and communication. The difference between depressed and non-depressed is greater than the difference in gender. We're on to the very last factor of this video, which was the outcome and conclusion. So, taking quotes directly from the research paper, it states that gender-related patterns are associated with depression and marital distress, along with coping. Oriented couples approaches may benefit from consideration of gender differences to maximize therapeutic effectiveness. Lastly, stress-generating coping practices for distressed individuals and more dysfunctional dyadic coping in maritally distressed couples. Thank you for viewing my presentation. Good day and good night. Bye!